Newcastle United's summer transfer window has not gone to plan, with multiple players rejecting a move to them, while signing for other Premier League rivals such as Mbeumo, who joined Man United, and Hugo Ekitike as well, who has gone to Liverpool. And Alexander Isak, their key player, has also submitted a transfer request as he wants to leave the club. So let's give Newcastle a well-deserved rebuild and take them to the top of European and English football. And this is how the Newcastle team is looking without any signings. However, they have made some signings in real life, so I will of course make them. But we can just look at the team that some of the players are on the older side, such as Trippier. However, we got Tino Livramento here, who is just 21 years old, while Trippier is 33. So Livramento will probably be the starter after just a couple of weeks. We have Fabian Schär here, who is 33 years old, if I remember correctly. No, 32, sorry. And also Jolinton is maybe 27 only, but Murphy is 29. So we have some older players, and we also got to, of course, sell our star player, the best striker, or one of the best strikers in world football, Alexander Isak. It's a shame. However, it is what it is. He has handed in a transfer request. He will most likely leave the club. And Callum Wilson has also left the club. So everyone that has left Newcastle this summer, I will also let go of. So let's just do all the business they have done in real life. And here we can see the big sale. Alexander Isak has left the club, and you know who he has joined. They of course wanted him in this rebuild as well. The team that he is likely to end up at, it is of course Liverpool, who has bought him for 95.8 million. Now let's go through the rest of the sales I've made before we start to bring in some new players. So we have managed to sell everyone that has gone in real life from Newcastle, but John Ruddy has still not been sold, and the same goes for Jamal Lewis. So I will just release them for a free, or release them from their contract, as that's happened in real life. They left once their contract run out, so I will just release them from the club. But let's just go through every sale we have made so far. Some of them has happened in real life, like they are realistic, and some I decided to make myself. And we can see Sean Longstaff has left and joined Bournemouth. He has gone to Leeds in real life, but we don't really care too much about the club he joins. We also sold Kieran Trippier simply because of his age. He's 33, and I want to focus on Tino Livramento as the right back, and he has gone to Man City for 15.4 million. And the biggest sale we will probably make in this rebuild is of course Alexander Isak, who has left us for 95.8 million to Liverpool. It's a shame because I would have loved to have Isak in the team. However, he isn't going to stay, it seems like, but you never know of course. But we had to sell him after he has handed in a transfer request. Callum Wilson has also left and joined Aston Villa for 14.2 million, and Alex Murphy has gone to Midtjylland for 1.5 million. Now let's go and sign the players Newcastle have signed in real life. And the first signing, it is a free signing Newcastle made in real life. He will probably get 0 minutes in this rebuild due to his rating. However, he is a young talent. It is Antonito Cordero, who is signed from Malaga for 2.8 million. And the second and only other confirmed signing to Cordero, it is of course Anthony Elanga, who we have signed from Nottingham Forest. And I'm got to say, I'm really excited to see how he does in Newcastle in real life. And yes, I know it's another player that is very close to join. We will of course sign him as well, but only Elanga and Cordero are currently confirmed to be Newcastle players. But welcome to the club, Anthony Elanga. We signed him from Nottingham Forest for 43.5 million. And the one I was talking about when I said it was very close and it's just a matter of time, it is of course new goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale, who has joined us from Southampton, and he will probably just play a backup role in the first couple of years to Nick Pope, especially in this rebuild. In real life I am a bit unsure, but anyways, we have signed him from Southampton for 20 million euros. And with the new signings, only Anthony Elanga goes into the starting 11, and it's clear we have a very solid team. We have Livramento and Hall as the two fullbacks, both English, both extremely young talented fullbacks, so I'm not worried about them. I will also keep the centre back duo of Schär and Botman for another season. And the midfield is just, it's one of the best midfields you probably can have on FC 25, with Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali and Jolinton. Gordon on the left, very, very good. Anthony Elanga on the right, also very, very good. But we need to bring in a new number 9, a new striker, because 68 rated Osula is just not good enough. So let's go and sign a new number 9 for Newcastle United. But before we find a new striker, I will let Dubravka, Dan Burn, Emil Kraft and also Gillespie leave the club on a free once their contract runs out next season. I just don't feel like it's any need to keep Dubravka. He will go down. He's not even our second best goalkeeper. Dan Burn is over the top. He's done his bits at Newcastle. Kraft not good enough, and no need to keep a 62 rated 32-year-old goalkeeper either. And we have gone big on the new striker. He is linked in real life. It is Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins. It seems to be like that he isn't the happiest of players currently at Aston Villa, and with Arsenal, with Liverpool, with potentially Manchester United, with Benjamin Sesko as well, all signing different targets. I feel like Ollie Watkins to Newcastle would be immense, even though it's not too big of an upgrade for Watkins, as Aston Villa is kind of a similar big club as Newcastle. However, Newcastle of course got Champions League football, and Watkins as the number 9 just looks perfect, and I'm really excited to see how he does in the team, and I think he will do it absolutely fantastic. And he joined us for 52 million euros. And there we go, the team for season 1 is currently complete with Ollie Watkins up top. Yes, he's 28 years old, but he's definitely got 5 or 6 more years in him, so I'm extremely happy with this signing. Gordon, Watkins and Elanga, a really exciting front three, and I'm very happy with the team. Only negative is Fabian Schär due to his age. However, it doesn't really matter, as I will put Botman on the left as he is left-footed. But Pope in it as well, not the best, but hopefully he can grow a bit. Schär and Burn are just, yeah, they are not the youngest centre-backs to have. Thankfully we have Botman, but we will probably look to sign a new centre-back next transfer window. But for now, I'm extremely happy with the starting 11. And also we have some decent players on the bench, such as Barnes, Willock, Burn, Miley, Ramsdale, here Murphy as well. So yeah, let's get Osula on the bench instead of Dubravka. But let's see how we can do it in season 1. We have Champions League football, of course, because Newcastle qualified for that in real life. So hopefully we can qualify, get top 4 and maybe reach the round of 16 in the Champions League. And our first season as the Newcastle manager has unfortunately ended without finishing top 4, which means we will probably get Europa League football next season, which, yeah, it wasn't the goal. But I mean, when you are competing against Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, etc., it will always be difficult. But I expected us to beat Aston Villa, especially after taking their star striker. Anyways, we got 70 points. So yeah, hopefully we can have a better next season. Now let's go through the cups. The FA Cup was won by Shrewsbury Town. I can't believe it. It's season number 1 and Shrewsbury has actually won the FA Cup. How has that happened? They won against Tottenham 3-2 in the final. I actually can't believe it. Were they in the first round? They were not. In the second round they beat Colchester. In the third round they won against Exeter on penalties. In the fourth round we actually won against Stoke, but where are they? Shrewsbury knocked out Ipswich, and in the fifth round they beat Coventry 4-3. We also went to the quarterfinals where we lost against Tottenham, but Shrewsbury won against West Brom on penalties, and they beat Crystal Palace in the semi-final, and that is actually crazy. That might be the craziest first season trophy won by a poor club I've seen. Yeah, congrats Shrewsbury on the FA Cup. The League Cup was won by Liverpool, so we have gone trophyless, and in the Champions League, Real Madrid won that. Where did we go? We went to the playoff rounds, and we won against Shakhtar. Our goal was, of course, just to get to round of 16, and we lost to Dortmund in the round of 16. Now take a look at the squad and the stats of the players. And we have seen some decent growth on some players. Anthony Elanga has gone up 5 ratings or 6 ratings. I am a bit unsure if it's 5 or 6, but he has had an outrageous growth, especially probably because I have changed him to a right winger, but he's 86 rated. Same with Gordon. and Watkins has gone up a single rating to 85, Jolinton 83, Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes both 87, Livramento has grown well, same goes for Hull, so both of them are 82, which is great to see. Pope has gone up 1 rating, Ramsdale as well, so Pope is still the number 1 goalkeeper. Botman up to 85, and Schär has gone down 1 rating and is now 81 rated, but some very good growth in the team, and I got to say, the attack is looking extremely good and very fun to use. Not the most skillful in terms of skill moves, but in terms of pace and power, I got to say I am a big fan of the front three here at Newcastle. And Ollie Watkins was our top goal scorer, 28 goals, 6 assists. Anthony Gordon, 26 goals and 3 assists from left wing. And Anthony Elanga, 16 goals and 6 assists. So a good season by all of our front three, and we can see Elanga went up by 5 ratings. Bruno Guimaraes 5 goals, 6 assists. Jolinton 5 goals and 7. Joe Willock 4 goals and 6 assists in limited game time. Schär actually scoring 2 5-goal contributions from Lewis Hall, 1 from Tino Livramento, 4 from Tonali. Lewis Miley getting a couple of minutes, so just 1 goal and 2 assists in 12 games, which is decent. And yeah, Osula getting 1 goal, and we can also see new signing Cordero getting a single Premier League minute or a single Premier League appearance. But now let's go into season number 2 and let's make at least 1 signing. And we have made our centre back signing. He will also be the only signing we are making in season number 2 here at Newcastle. It is a centre back they are currently linked with, and it is the Italian Giorgio Scalvini from Atalanta. However, in this save, he wasn't at Atalanta anymore. We signed the young Italian centre-back from PSG for 55 million euros. And here is Scalvini. And yes, Fabian Schär is currently higher rated. He is 1 rating higher at 81. However, as we can see by the age, Scalvini is just 21. He's got a lot of potential. Why Fabian Schär has reached his peak, he is currently on his way down in ratings, so Scalvini will probably take him or go past him in terms of rating in just a couple of months at maximum. However, he looks very, very good in this Newcastle team, or not very, very good. That's a bit of an, yeah, he's not very, very good yet. However, with a couple of seasons down the line, I am sure he will turn out amazing. He's just 21 years old. Yes, he isn't the fastest, but he's got decent defending stats, not the best of physical stats. But yeah, we don't really have this fastest centre-back duo with Sven Botman 59 pace and Scalvini 59 pace. However, Livramento is faster on the other side at 87 pace. But we aren't here for the pace. We are here to win trophies and to make Newcastle United one of the best teams in Europe and world football. And we have a very young, good base in the squad with Gordon 24, Elanga 23, Tonali is just 25, Bruno Guimaraes is 27, Tino Livramento 22, Lewis Hall 20, Scalvini 21, Botman is just 25. So Pope is on the older side, 33, Jolinton 28, and Ollie Watkins 29. Pope maybe needs to be replaced in the next couple of years if we don't win the Champions League before that. But apart from that, everyone in the team can go for at least 4 more years. So I'm happy with the team. We are not even going to look to sell anyone. Some players will not, no one will actually leave for a free next season either. So this is the team. It's looking very good. Hopefully we can qualify back for the Champions League, if that is to finish top 4 or to win the Europa League. Hopefully we can at least win some sort of silverware in season number 2 here at St. James Park. And season number 2 at Newcastle have ended with a huge trophy. It isn't the Europa League or the FA Cup. We have gone straight to win the Premier League, and we won it with a lot of points as well. 5 points ahead of Arsenal. We had conceded the fewest amount of goals. We scored 70. Yes, it wasn't the highest of points tally. However, we don't care about that. We won the trophy. We are now the best team in England, which we love to see. And yeah, I didn't really expect us to win the Premier League title already. I was hoping for maybe an FA Cup, Europa League or a Carabao Cup. But no, we go straight to win the Premier League. The FA Cup was won by Brentford this time, beating Arsenal 2-1. The Carabao Cup was won by City, so Arsenal finished second, lost the FA Cup final, lost the Carabao Cup final as well, and the Champions League was won by Real Madrid, who won against Liverpool, and the Europa League was won by Roma beating Wolfsburg. Where did we go out? We went out to Napoli in the quarterfinals. But yeah, the goal was simple: get top 4 and hopefully win a a trophy. We won the Premier League, which means of course we got top 4 as well, so yeah, a lovely season here at Newcastle United. Gordon, Elanga and Watkins have all continued to grow very well, with Watkins now up to 87, Elanga 88, Gordon 89, Joelinton up to 84, Bruno Guimaraes is 89, Sandro Tonali 88, Hall as the left back is 85, same for Tino Livramento. Scalvini has only gone up 2 ratings, so he has maybe not been the starter for most of the season, with Fabian Schär has probably played a lot of games as well. But Sven Botman 85 rated, and Nick Pope is up to 86, which is very good. It will be interesting to take a look at the stats. I have big hopes for our number 9 Ollie Watkins. And our front 3 had all a very good season last year, but they have had an even better season this year, with Anthony Gordon 27 goals, 11 assists, Anthony Elanga 22 goals, 13 assists, and Ollie Watkins 22 goals and 12 assists. So all 3 of our front 3, that didn't make sense, but yeah, all of them has got double-digit goals and assists, which is absolutely fantastic. Fabian Schär managing to score 7 goals, which is very interesting. 11 goal contribution from Bruno Guimaraes, 10 from Joelinton, 7 from Lewis Hall, 7 from Willock, 1 goal from Botman, 2 goal contributions from Tonali. And yeah, how much did Scalvini play? He only played, how much was it? 38 games? Yeah, he's played 38 games, which isn't ideal, but he will probably get a lot more minutes next season, as he's now 2 ratings higher than Fabian Schär, and Schär will probably go down another rating before the season starts. But yeah, a very solid season here at Newcastle. Now it's time to go for the Champions League trophy. We are not going to make any signings going into season number 3, simply because I am very happy with the current team. However, if we don't win the Champions League this season, we have to make some new signings. As we can see, Vlachomidios will leave the club on a free once his deal runs out. Jamal Lascelles is retiring at the end of the season, and the same goes for Fabian Schär. So we are in need of a new centre back next season, unless we win the Champions League this season, of course. And also we can see some other players are getting older, such as Murphy, Target, Watkins. Yeah, Target and Watkins aren't any problems yet, same goes for Murphy. But yeah, Pope is definitely going to need to be replaced next season, as he will start to go down in his rating in 59 weeks, or maybe 2 seasons maximum of Nick Pope. Hopefully he can stay here for the full rebuild, as I want to keep as many from the original Newcastle team as possible. And looking at the team, I am still very happy with the team. It is a reason I won't make any new signings yet. Yes, Pope is 34, but I will still keep him for at least 1 more year, probably 2. But Livramento still just 23 years old, 85. Scalvini 22 years old, 82 rated. Botman is just 26, 85. Lewis Hall 21 years old, 86 rating. Tonali 26 years old, 89 rating. Guimaraes 28 years old, also 89 rated. Joelinton 29 years old, 85 rated now, and his stats are absolutely phenomenal. Same with Tonali and Guimaraes as well. Gordon 25 years old and 89 rated. Elanga 24 years old, 88 rated. And Watkins has now reached the age of 30. But it doesn't matter, he will still grow a couple of more ratings. I'm hoping he will at least. And he's 87 rated. So hopefully we can have another very good season. The goal is simple: top 4 and win a trophy, because we don't need to get a season in the Europa League once again. It was enough with the last season in Europa League. Now we should definitely be a top 4 team, but hopefully we can win a domestic cup as well. And it's not been a good season for us. We are outside of the top 4 once again, finishing behind Aston Villa with 69 points. We got 68, so yeah, Man City absolutely dominated the league. However, we are now back in the Europa League, which isn't ideal, and I didn't really expect it either. So yeah, that is a big shame. The Community Shield, we won that at least, beating Brentford 2-1. The FA Cup was won by Arsenal, beating QPR. The Carabao Cup was won by Brighton, beating Liverpool. And how did we do in the Champions League? The final is yet to be played, but it's between Barcelona and AC Milan. We went to the playoff where we were up against Lyon and we lost to Lyon. That is not what I expected and not what I thought would happen this season. Yeah, that is a big shame. So yeah, we have to go another season in the Europa League. Hopefully we can at least win the trophy, and maybe just next season, maybe, or not next season, but in 2 seasons, hopefully we are one of the teams here in the final. And I am a bit unsure about why we had such a poor season. We can see a lot of the players on the bench are unhappy, but our starting 11 is looking good. Pope is still 86 rated, Scalvini is up to 84. Yeah, Botman, Livramento, I would like them to grow a bit more. Joelinton as well. We will probably look to find a new central midfielder in the next couple of years. I'll give Joelinton a couple of more seasons. Hopefully he can grow. But yeah, Watkins is up to an 89. Elanga and Gordon both over 90. So yeah, this isn't a 5th place team to say so. Maybe we need to get some better at the defense. But yeah, I was hoping for more. And we can see that Nick Pope just played 30 games, while Vlachomidos played 3 and Ramsdale played a total of 20 games. Maybe that is a reason why. Not really. Pope just kept 4 clean sheets while Ramsdale kept 6. So yeah, I don't really have any good reasons why we were so poor. And yeah, we can see here Gordon 32 goals, 13 assists. Absolutely immense from him. Elanga 19 goals, 9 assists. Watkins having a pretty disappointing season, 17 goals and 2 assists. Joelinton, 13 goal contributions. Bruno Guimaraes, 11. Sandro Tonali, 6. So yeah, hopefully we can have a better next season. And since we are in the Europa League this season, I thought it was the right time to sell Nick Pope. If we were in the Champions League, I would have given him this season in case we would have made the final and potentially won the Champions League. But as he now just goes down in his rating, we weren't in any chances of reaching a Champions League final. It was the right time to part ways with our number 1 Nick Pope. So he has gone to Bayer Leverkusen for 10 million euros. And we have gone for a massive replacement for Nick Pope. I'm not trusting Aaron Ramsdale as he was just 81 rated and has also reached his potential. So we have gone big for a goalkeeper. Yes, he is on the older side. He is 32, but I am hoping we can win the Champions League in the next 3 or 4 years at max. So yeah, you can see who it is. It is AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan, who we spent a total of 65 million euros on. So this is how the team is looking going into season number 4, I do believe, in the Newcastle rebuild. Yes, we need to see some more growth from Botman, Scalvini, Livramento and Joelinton as well. But we now have a quality goalkeeper. We have an attack that is absolutely immense. Tonali and Guimaraes are both almost perfect in the middle. So yeah, hopefully we are back in the Champions League next season. The bad news in season number 4 is that we unfortunately lost the title by 1 point. The good news is that we are back in the Champions League, and you can see we drew 14 games and lost only 3, but that wasn't enough to beat Man City to the title, unfortunately. But we are I'll just take it as we are back in the Champions League, and that was the goal. The FA Cup was won by Man City. We are yet to win that. We are also yet to win the Carabao Cup with Tottenham beating Bournemouth 2-1. The Champions League was also won by Man City. And how did we do it in the Europa League? We came to the final and lost to Greek side PAOK. The team, however, is now looking like a proper Champions League team. Everyone in the team is above the rating, or 87 and above. So I'm very happy with the team. Next season will be another season where we don't make a single transfer, and hopefully we can reach the big Champions League final. I do believe we have the squad to do so, so hopefully the players can perform. And Anthony Elanga with an insane season. 36 goals, 18 assists from our Swedish right winger. Anthony Gordon, 30 goals, 9 assists. Ollie Watkins, 29 goals and 7 assists. Joelinton scoring 8, assisting for Tonali, 4 goals and 10 assists. 9 goal contributions from Bruno Guimaraes, our captain. 4 from Livramento, 6 from Lewis Hall. And this guy Pivas here, playing 29 games at the rating of 69, which is Yeah, that is very interesting. I guess Botman, yeah, okay, we need to sign a backup center back actually, because 69 rated isn't enough. So we will only sign a backup center back. I don't know if I said left back or center back. I at least meant center back. Apart from that, I do think we will stick with the team. Jacob Murphy. Yeah, maybe a right winger as well. Yeah, let's find a backup right winger and a backup center back for next season. Our first signing, it is a backup center back. He is from Ireland. He has Premier League experience. It's not a massive signing, it's just to have a decent backup option, and that is Dara O'Shea from Ipswich for 11.5 million. We of course also needed a new backup right winger because Jacob Murphy was going down in his rating at a rapid pace, and we've signed Morgan Whittaker for 22.5 million from Middlesbrough. I took a look at the team and it was also clear that we needed a new backup right back. We probably needed that since season 1, ever since we sold Kieran Trippier. But we've signed one now finally. It is Aaron Hickey from Leicester who he has joined in this save. We signed him for 21.8 million. So this is how the team is looking. It is the same starting 11 as it's been for a few years now. We of course just signed 3 backup options with Dara O'Shea, 29 years old, 78 rated. We also brought in Aaron Hickey, 80 rated, 26 years old. And we also brought in another one, didn't we? Yeah, Morgan Whittaker here, who is, let's see, he is, oh wow, 27 years old and 80 rated, so we will put him on the bench instead of Mr. Cordero. But target, you are a bit boring player to have on the bench. I'd rather have Cordero, but yeah, 3 big improvements in terms of squad depth. Our starting 11 remains the same. Let's go now for the big Champions League trophy. But before we start the season, we can see that Matt Target is actually going to retire at the end of the season. So in case we don't make and win the Champions League final this season, we are also in need of a new backup left back. As we can see, we have finally made the Champions League final after we won 3-2 against Villarreal. So we have made it. We have made the big final in 2029. It took a couple of more years than I expected, if I'm being honest, but it doesn't matter. We are finally here with Newcastle and we will take on Borussia Dortmund. As we can see, we went straight to the round of 16 where we knocked out AC Milan 3-1. Then we beat Man City 2-1, and in the semifinals we won 3-2 against Villarreal, and we will take on Borussia Dortmund in the final. How did we do it in the Premier League? We won the Premier League by 11 points, so we were dominant in England, just losing 2 times. Absolutely fantastic. The Community Shield, we won that as well. The FA Cup was won by Arsenal beating Swansea, and the Carabao Cup was also won by Arsenal beating Manchester City on penalties. But here we are, the big Champions League final. Let's go and win it. But before that, let's just take a quick look at our squad and the stats. And this is the team, but let's just see that Ollie Watkins has been suspended from the final. We will not be able to use our striker, and instead, yeah, I don't really know what I will do now. Probably just use Harvey Barnes and put, yeah, Harvey Barnes can be our striker. Let's just go for him. Yeah, that's gonna be a big miss. I was really excited to use Ollie Watkins as well, but that's a shame. We can see Ollie Watkins had an insane season. Unfortunately, 1 red card picked up, and he did that in the semi-final. Ollie Watkins, why? Why did you do that? You scored 42 goals and got 7 assists, but is suspended from the Champions League final. That is so unlucky. Anthony Gordon, 39 goals, 13 assists. Elanga has probably been injured since he barely played. 34 games, 8 goals, 5 assists. Whittaker, 7 goals, 5 assists. Guimaraes getting 20 goal contributions, which is very good. 7 from Lewis Hall, 10 from Joelinton, 3 from Livramento, 2 goals from Botman, 7 goal contributions from Tonali. O'Shea played a lot, so has Calvini barely got minutes again. Yeah, they share the game time, which is fair enough. But let's see how many clean sheets. 17 clean sheets and 2 assists from Mike Mainan. But now, let's go and win the Champions League. So it is a big shame that we will not be able to use our 91 rated striker Ollie Watkins. It is what it is. It means Murphy will get a place on the bench, but let's just go through our starting 11. Mike Mainan is 91 rated. Tino Livramento 88. Scalvini 88, Botman is 87, Lewis Hall is 91 rated, Sandro Tonali is 92, Joelinton is now up to 88, and Bruno Guimaraes, our captain, is 92 rated, Elanga 93, Anthony Gordon 93, and Ollie Watkins of course 91, but in this game it will be Harvey Barnes, who is 83 rated, who will play as the striker. So let's just get straight into the gameplay, score some good goals and win the Champions League. And it's actually Dortmund who are going straight up the attack here with Moise Kean. He finds Esse, but thankfully Botman blocks the shot. Lewis Hall keeps the ball well here. He finds Joelinton. Harvey Barnes got a lot of space. Our striker for the day. Yeah, we still keep it. Anthony Gordon to Joelinton. Joelinton, the former Newcastle striker. He tries the shot and it's a good double save by Borussia Dortmund's goalkeeper. Dortmund now up the other end. Moise Kean, another good block by Botman and a good save by our number one. It's been a very exciting game so far despite just having played 20 minutes of it. Anthony Elanga this time, it's straight at Kaufmann and he managed to claim the ball as well. And we are going on another attack here. Barnes finds Elanga this time. Anthony Elanga, he goes past the goalkeeper and he shoots and he scores. And Elanga sends Newcastle into the lead. It's 1-0 after 30 minutes. Esse. He tries the long range shot, but that's an easy save for Mainan to make. Bruno Guimaraes to Harvey Barnes. Joelinton makes the run into the middle. Joelinton, he tries the shot again. Another save by Kaufmann. Can we maybe create something from the corner here? We find Bruno Guimaraes, who finds Elanga to Tonali. Our number 8 tries the shot and he doubles our lead. Newcastle 2, Borussia Dortmund 0 in the Champions League final, and it's a beautiful corner strategy by us. Dortmund looking to answer back straight away. Julian Brandt and Sven Botman, who has been absolutely immense so far. Anthony Gordon down the left. He finds Harvey Barnes. Barnes to Elanga. Elanga tries to get past the defender, but Singo stops him. And Gordon can use his pace to get past the Dortmund defender. Yes, he does. But no one is with him in the middle. So he has to try to go for himself. And that is a poor foul by Dortmund's captain, Jonathan Tah. And that is a penalty for Newcastle. We can absolutely just win the game after an hour to make it 3 here. Who will take the penalty? It will be... And no, you know what? I'm actually going to give it to our captain, Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes, what can he do? Can he score from the spot? Bruno Guimaraes shoots to the right. The goalkeeper goes the right way, but he can't reach it. It's Newcastle 3, Dortmund 0, and it's an easy final for the Toons. Adeyemi for Borussia Dortmund here tries the shot, but another good save by our goalkeeper. And now we are on the counter-attack. Bruno Guimaraes to Joelinton. I would have rather Anthony Gordon get the ball as he is faster, but Joelinton does that very well. Anthony Elanga to Harvey Barnes. Our striker for the day scores as well. And he says, we don't miss Watkins, as Harvey Barnes scores and make it 4-0 to Newcastle. Dortmund are looking to score a goal in the final. It seems like they will do this time, and they do so. Milambo, I do believe it was, who scored a goal. And at least Dortmund got something to celebrate today. And maybe we can score another goal. Anthony Gordon. Harvey Barnes, who tries his luck from long range, but straight at Van de Ven. Adeyemi, maybe Dortmund can score another goal here. Karim Adeyemi, he does so. And he scores in the 90th minute. However, it's another goal. That doesn't mean anything for the final, as the game should be over. And Newcastle have won the Champions League final 4-2 over Borussia. Ref, you can just blow the whistle now. We've won 4-2, right? Yes, we have. We won 4-2. And here we see Bruno Guimaraes is going to lift the Champions League trophy. I've enjoyed this rebuild very much, as we kept a lot of the original Newcastle squad. And I do believe we have rebuilt them in a successful way. But if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will talk to you guys next time.